Are you filing a tax return in 2025? Well, if so, you may want to wait, as there's a $3,600, possibly even $5,000 extra credit on the table. I have all the details and what they're discussing here in this video. Let's get into it and talk through the details. Now, first off, before we get into it, I do need to give a quick disclaimer. Nope, this is not tax advice. This is not accounting advice. This is not legal advice. This is not professional advice in any way, shape, or form. I highly advise you to talk to your own accountant, your CPA, so they can advise you on your own specific situation. I just have to throw the disclaimer out there really quickly. Anyway, let's talk about what's going on here. Now, if you are filing a tax return right now for in 2025, this would be on the behalf of 2024. However, there is some discussion that's going on right now about retroactively jacking up some of these numbers and making them a whole lot bigger. $3,600, possibly even $5,000 is on the table. In some instances, for some people, they can claim this credit. Now, let me point out what the credit is. It comes down to the child tax credit, otherwise known as the CTC, which as of right now, as we speak, it is still $2,000, which honestly, still pretty nice, $2,000, right? However, they are talking about increasing that up to possibly $3,600, like it was a few years ago, back in 2021, or possibly even $5,000. Now, couple different parameters about this. Number one, it depends on the age of the dependent. For those dependents basically under the age of 6, so 5 and under, would be worth more money. And for those individuals 6 and over, would be worth a little bit less money. But at the end of the day, still significantly, pretty a nice amount of money based on what they're talking about. It's also based on your overall income. Now, if you earn under, say, a couple $100,000 a year, you're probably good on this, okay? My point is, all of this is subject to change, but they are talking about increasing these child tax credit payments pretty substantially. Now, they may make them retroactive, again, back to 2024, which right now in 2025, obviously, if you're filing a tax return, it is for 2024, right? So if that's the case, again, I'm not here to advise anybody what to do. You can certainly do what's best for you. But in this event, if lawmakers do come together and they do actually pass some changes to the child tax credit payment, obviously, if you wait on filing your tax return, you can possibly avoid filing an amendment, or if the IRS does come out and actually make a statement on this, a lot of times what they do generally say in these types of situations is that, hey, if lawmakers do pass something like this, don't worry, you don't need to file an amendment. We will automatically adjust your return, and we will send you any credit or refund that you have coming due to you. Now, that's what the IRS has done in the past in situations like this. Not saying that they will this time. I have no idea what they're going to do. But my point is, if lawmakers do pass this, it's probably likely that the IRS would probably make some kind of statement saying, hey, if they do this, you're good. If you already filed, you'll be fine. We'll amend for you. Not a big deal. We'll just make the adjustments for you, and you won't have to file an amendment. But if they don't come out with something like that, and the lawmakers do make this change, and the IRS does not automatically change your return, then obviously you'd have to file an amendment, and then, that's just more work on your behalf. So again, my point is, you may want to wait. I don't know. Again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's just something to consider going forward here. If you want to wait to see what kind of comes out on this, or if you are due a nice healthy refund, well then by all means, you probably want to file as quickly as you can, because you want to get that money as fast as you possibly can as well, right? Quick side note on the refunds as well. There's a lot of people out there that file a tax return, and they're like, hey, I want my refund right away. Here's the thing. In general, the IRS says, give us 21 days. So here's the thing. They generally won't have any answers for you prior to the 21-day time frame. But after 21 days, if you have not gotten your refund at that point, then they basically open up the floodgates, and they're like, fine, if you haven't gotten it within 21 days, sure, you can call us at that point. But basically within the 21-day time frame, they're going to basically say, sorry, we don't have an answer for you. We're still processing your return, right? So anyway, I just want to throw out there really quickly, because again, a lot of times when we file our tax returns, and if you're due a refund, a lot of people want that refund like, you push the button, submit, and you're like, okay, am I going to get it like right now? Is it like within the next hour? Will it be by the end of the day? You know what I mean, right? So a lot of times we want that money instantly, but a lot of times it takes a couple weeks. However, to be fair, they're usually pretty fast. I mean, here's the thing. If you're filing electronically, it's generally very fast. I mean, a week, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks in a lot of cases. That's pretty quick. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's very, very quick, right? For them to receive your return, to process everything, and then to get that refund out to you with direct deposit information on file. Pretty fast, right? So anyway, I just want to throw this out there for you really quickly. And again, I want to throw this out there really fast as well. The new administration and the lawmakers have made it very, 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 very clear for the last several months here. Hey, we're going to bring massive tax relief to the people. They've made that very clear for us for months now. What's that going to look like? Well, we don't really know the whole details yet, but this is some of the structure that I've seen out there as I'm doing all the research on this, and I've been watching. Some different proposals are floating out there. Different lawmakers have said, let's reintroduce the higher child tax credit payment from $2,000, what it is now, up to $3,600. That'd be, by the way, in this instance, the $3,600 would be for those dependents under the age of 6, which that's a lot, right? Let's just say they have 2 kids. They're both under the age of 6, and they raise it up to $3,600. That'd be $7,200. That's incredible, right? Now, a lot of times, not the full amount of that is refundable, right? So a portion of it is generally refundable. So like right now, for example, the $2,000 child tax credit payment, it's $2,000. But if your income is zeroed out and you are due a refund, then it's only $1,600. You get my point there? So in this case, even if a portion of that is refundable, you're still getting a lot of money, right? Remember, there's a couple different forms of tax refund, or credits, basically, what I'm going to say. There's refundable tax credit, and there's a non-refundable tax credit. Let me explain this really quickly. This is honestly its own dedicated video in and of itself, but I'll also explain this really fast here. So a non-refundable tax credit is basically this much. If you're eligible to take the credit, by the way, that's a huge factor there. If you're eligible to take the credit, you could take the credit to reduce your overall income and your tax liability. But if your income is zeroed out, you do not get a refund upon that. You basically just zero out your income. It does not go any further than that. That's a non-refundable tax credit. However, a refundable tax credit is this much. Okay, if you're eligible, you can take the credit to reduce your income, to reduce your tax liability. If you zero out your income and your income is literally zero and you have no tax liability, with a refundable tax credit, you can still get a refund on top of that. That is awesome. Just like the stimulus checks that we got a couple years ago, what those were, this is kind of interesting as well. When we got the stimulus checks in the middle of the year, and it had nothing to do with filing a tax return, remember that? Basically what happened is they advanced us a refundable tax credit. In other words, if your income is zero, whatever the situation is, it's a refundable tax credit. In other words, what they were doing is they were advancing us the cash on a refundable tax credit that basically if your income, from the previous year was under a certain threshold, you would have been eligible for it. So that's a perfect example of that. And the child tax credit payment is the exact same thing. It's a refundable tax credit, but only a portion of the total amount is actually refundable if your income is zeroed out. Follow all that? Okay, I hope so anyway. But anyway, this is what I want to share with you really quickly. Again, on the table here, some adjustments to the child tax credit payment. I totally recognize not everybody is eligible for this. I totally get that. But this is something that they're doing, or talking about, I should say. Will they do it? I don't know. What's it going to look like? Not really sure. Have I seen the proposals? Yep. $3,600 is one, and $5,000 is another. Could they implement both or either of them? Yes. Will they do it? I don't know. When will they do it? I don't know. Will there be an amendment? Possibly. Okay, there's a lot of up in the airs right now. But again, just want to throw that out there really quickly, let you know what's going on here and what I've been seeing in the headlines as far as what they're producing. And they've made, again, very clear that there will be massive tax reform and, pretty nice adjustments coming for people. So what that's going to look like, again, we don't know quite yet. Anyway, I hope this helps you. Again, I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. If I can ask a huge favor of you, please subscribe down below. Totally free to do so. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your support. Thanks for being part of the community. Also, do you know 1 or 2 people that benefit from this information? If you do, please feel free to share this video with them. There's a share button right down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Just go ahead and share this video with them. Totally free to do so. Also, go back and check out well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand-selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. And right now, showing up on your screen as well, you'll see some videos there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Have a nice day. Thanks again. Just want to do what I can to represent you, to advocate on your behalf, and to help you get as much money as you possibly can right now. I get it just as much as you do, money is tight. Money is hard for a lot of people right now. I totally get that. And I want to help you get as much as you can, save as much as you can, and take advantage of any programs, credits, anything like that out there. And again, this is not advice in any way, shape, or form. Talk to your accountant, your CPA, and stay tuned. I'll keep you posted as I get more information.